Hi, I'm Candie Cooper, Beadalon Design Team member and DIY jewelry blogger. And one of the questions I get asked so frequently is, how do I use crimp covers and how do I use wire guardians and why? And so if you've never even heard of crimp covers, these are these little beads, so to speak, that kind of look like a Pac-Man character. And all they're going to do is hide your crimps. So here's one that I've used in a design, and you can see this silver piece just sort of hides where your wire is connected. The second thing I want to show you are these wire guardians, and these do just that. They guard your beading wire so that it doesn't wear too heavy when it's connected to links of chain. So just basically these two components just give you a really finished look to your jewelry. I've got one here where I didn't use either, and you can see, you can compare and contrast. You really get a nice and slick look on the finished piece compared to the one that doesn't have either of these two findings. Okay, to use them, I'm just going to grab some chain, and I've got my beading wire, and I'm going to string a crimp, the wire guardian, and this is kind of like a horseshoe shape. You're going to go in one side, follow the U shape around, and then out the other. And they have two tubes on the end, so you want to make sure that you get that wire through those tubes. Then, before threading the tail of your wire back through the crimp bead, you're going to connect it to your chain over the tail of wire and up next to that wire guardian. And that gives you a really secure connection. Then, you're going to crimp as usual. So just separate those wires, and you could use silver crimps since I have all other silver findings. I have gold ones because I'm using a crimp cover. It really doesn't matter. So go ahead and crimp, turn the crimp piece 90 degrees and roll it over. One last little cinch, and then you can go ahead and add your crimp cover. The other nice thing about the wire guardians is this gives you a lot of freedom. It's impossible to cinch up your wire too tight so that the piece can't move freely. Then you're going to just add your crimp cover over your crimp. And then I just use my crimping pliers to roll the crimp cover closed, like so. And now you can just string the rest of your design and then finish the end as you did when you started.